Check it out. Oh, good morning, Rupert. Please tell me you set the timer on the coffee maker because I completely forgot. Hey, Carl. Hey, can I get a couple of scratch-off lottery tickets?
Oh, sure, Brian.
Oh, Brian, can I do one? I love scratches. Well, all right, maybe just one. Cherry. Another cherry. Oh, come on, one more. Get out. Oh, good morning, Rupert. Please tell me you set the timer on the coffee maker because I completely forgot. Cherry. Another cherry. Oh, come on, one more.
And now for something completely different.
I happened to stumble across the dumbest World War II movie ever created, Падение Berlina. The Fall of Berlin is a Soviet propaganda film shot between 1946 and 47 and released in 1949. It is a glorifying picture of Stalin and the Soviet Union in the Second World War against Nazi Germany. Stalin himself allegedly corrected the script of the movie so it would fit his narrative, and even though the Russian newspaper Pravda praised it as an authentic representation of history, it is a shallow, ridiculous, obtuse and sometimes cringy propaganda of a movie. The movie was very popular until the year 1956 when Stalin's cult of personality was denounced and the Stalin glorifying movie was banned. I wanted to make a simple review of the movie, but there are so many scenes that they will make your head tilt. So to comprehend the sheer bizarreness of what is in front of you, we need to go a little deeper than that. Opening of the movie with communist youth singing about peace in a blooming field with a steel mill in the background. Everyone goes nuts over the fact that main character Alexei Ivanov made 11 tons of steel during his shift. Over-enthusiastic speech of female protagonist Natasha with Stalin in the background.
Для меня было бы величайшим счастьем увидеть его. Да здравствует Сталин, породивший нас для великой и счастливой жизни!
Unless you are among those 20 million who were killed by his regime. Alexei predicts Simpsons by retreating into bushes upon seeing Stalin. The scene between Alexei and Stalin is abruptly cut because of censorship shortly after Stalin's death. The following scene, featuring Alexei Ivanov dining with Stalin and the other Soviet leaders in Moscow, was edited out from all available copies. It was attributed to the appearance of Beria's character. Alexei and Natasha get together at the same day Germans attack the Soviet Union. German Luftwaffe bombs wheat fields. This is a Hitler Youth flag. Most of the German extras in the movie are real German POWs. The only condition for them to take part in the shooting was to have an intact Wehrmacht uniform. After waking up from his 3-month coma, Alexei asks about Stalin's and USSR condition first, and only then he asks about the love of his life, Natasha.
Natasha, где?
The movie ignores the fact that Stalin had a mental breakdown when Germans attacked the Soviet Union. Instead of it, the movie portrays him as he decides about everything, and he certainly doesn't need any pesky generals to tell him how to lead a war.
Надо продержаться.
No shit!
Soviets present their post-World War II production IS-3 tanks during a 1941 parade. Soviets mosh pit Germans to death. Loud and obnoxious Nazi salute just to inform us that these guys are Nazis. Everyone who pissed off the Soviet Union by the year 1949 is portrayed here as a Nazi supporter. Spain, Turkey and Vatican. Hitler is a Russian? Yeah, I forgot, this is a Russian movie that casts only Russian actors. Did I mention how weird it is to have a Russian-speaking Hitler? Allowed Sieg Heil to inform us that these guys are Nazis. Did you know that these guys are Nazis? German officer pushes enslaved Natasha to the ground. Natasha is too proud to use her hands to protect herself from falling and decides to absorb the fall with her face. Hitler incidentally asks his generals if Moscow has been taken.
Какие вести с фронта? Неужели мои войска еще не вошли в Москву?
Huh?
Да здравствует наша...
Hitler is informed about the German defeat in Moscow by listening Stalin on the radio.
Хай Гитлер! Хай Гитлер! В Америке деловые круги поддерживают нас.
Are you sure about that?
Воевать с Россией – это безумие. Если мы не могли победить ее в 2014 году, то тем более мы не сможем добиться успеха сейчас.
Rundstedt omits the fact that Germany actually defeated Russia in 1918.
Мы авангард. Мы нужны Англии, Америке.
Bold Soviet Cold War propaganda claim Americans and British are not at war with Germany, but rather they help Germany against Russia will be presented in the movie multiple times.
Вы устали, мой фюрер. Вам следует отдохнуть.
Да. Мне нужно отдохнуть.
You just sent the most powerful man in Europe to bed without his supper.
Покажи ногти. У Муссолини ногти всегда аккуратны.
Со Сталином в Сталинграде.
Hitler decides to capture Stalingrad after the nails remark. Goering meets a fictional representative of British industry, Charles Bedston, that promises him resources in exchange for the annihilation of Russia.
Американцы, большой налет.
Мы можем пройти вниз. Эти американские дневные налеты, по-моему, одна реклама.
I wouldn't say that American bombing of Germany during World War II was smoke and mirrors.
Не забывайте, что перед вами Сталин, великий полководец.
Fake British traitor praises Stalin. He just gives up. By hugging a barrel of his gun, the leading actor proves he didn't fire from it.
Offizier! Die Story verstehen! Deutschland idioot vorwärts! Hört! Sowjet idioot zurück! Nazad!
They call me Mr. Worldwide.
Russian movies may not have the best plot, or dialogues, or actors, or soundtrack, but damn, they are good at filming massive battle scenes with hundreds of tanks and artillery pieces and tens of thousands of extras. Yalta Conference in a nutshell. Americans do not want to attack Germany because their forces are in chaotic state, and dumb Churchill and his British forces don't know how to cross the Rhine River. And he asks Soviets to send someone to help them.
Мы единогласно высказались за вето.
Roosevelt speaks Russian.
Еще до 20 дивизий разбросано.
Churchill speaks Russian.
Созданием сильной и дружественной нам Польши.
No thanks, I choose life.
Churchill looks like Ephialtes from the movie 300. Churchill proposes a toast for the British king, but Roosevelt refuses and proposes a toast for the official head of the Soviet Union, Michael Kalinin.
220 стволов на километр фронта, это бы сильно помогло, товарищ Сталин. Не 220 стволов вам нужно на километр, а по крайней мере 280.
Stalin alone again draws plans how to defeat Germany and lectures Zhukov about military matters.
И танков берите как можно больше. Все равно скоро их будем на плуге перековывать.
What? 1.5 million liters of fuel were consumed in the movie.
How dare you!
Стой, Алёша! Сегодня дело не пойдет.
Пойдет! Назад повернешь, убью!
Не взять нам этих проклятых зелеловских высот. Какой горько? Зелеловский.
What is this acting? Who wrote these dialogues? Oh come on, this gun is not firing. Why are you jumping over him? You've got a gun. None of these guys in this scene fire their weapons.
Мы будем драться, пока не придут американцы. И тогда... Heil Hitler!
What?
Не стреляйте! Я американец! Вы с ума сошли! Я американец! Джонсон, скажите им!
What? What is this wall made of? Plastic?
Раненый утверждает, что русские танки прорвались с Лукенвальда.
Что? Может быть! Не может быть!
Hitler tears off his buttons to simulate war units. Russian Hitler doesn't like maps. This scene is freaking brutal. Too bad that Hitler ordering flooding of Berlin metro is an invention of Soviet propaganda. Eva Braun poisons Hitler's dog. German General Krebs starts a negotiation of German surrender with Soviets with a Nazi salute. Krebs begs Russians to cease fire because it's 1st of May, saying it's an important holiday for Soviets. To which Soviet general replies,
Ничего, он у нас и в Берлине неплохо получится.
Reichstag was in the British occupation zone, so Russians had to make a real-life model of it for the movie. The resemblance is uncanny.
Видите, сынки мои, сердце мое с вами.
Wait, did he just lean forward to kiss his officer? He also puts hand on his back. Bro, that's gay. Good move, bro. There was absolutely no need to push that statue down. He just holds the... He's still holding it! He's stuck.
I'll fucking do it again.
Have no fear, Stalin is here. When the dictator saw the scene, he allegedly started to cry, saying, "If only I had gone to Berlin."
Здравствуйте, товарищ Чуйков. Здравствуйте, товарищ Конин. Здравствуйте, товарищ Рогосовский.
By the time the movie was being made, Zhukov was already ousted by Stalin's regime, so of course his character gets no credit for conquering Berlin.
Можно мне вас поцеловать, товарищ Сталин?
Is that a Russian flag? British flag? Do British and Americans greet Stalin in Berlin? I like the final note on Wikipedia's page of the film. The film ends with Stalin wishing all peace and happiness.
Служу Советскому Союзу!
If you're wondering how I score top essay marks like these in university, one of my secret weapons is asking Grammarly to identify gaps in my essay. That's how you get feedback like this. If you think that citations take up too much time, then there is an auto citation tool that appears when you have the extension installed. These are all free features as well. Most of you already know that you can use AI to craft things like emails, maybe to a professor and you're asking for an extension. But if you upgrade to Grammarly Pro, you get access to tools that can help you turn wordy sentences into clear, effective ones. Or even a plagiarism tracker if your university is really strict on that. Now you only need one subscription instead of multiple AI tools.
Ang manginasal chicken inasal, di lang malaki. Ang laki-laki! Kita at paa, pinagsama. Di lang masarap. Ang sarap-sarap. Sulit! Kaya solve na solve sa manginasal chicken inasal.
Have you ever wondered what feminism is? Hey, it's Dan Zimmerman and welcome back to Illustrate to Educate. In this short video, we'll take an informative dive into feminism by looking at its definition, key principles, and examples of feminist initiatives throughout history. First, what is feminism? Feminism is a social, political, and cultural movement that advocates for the rights and equality of all genders, with a particular focus on addressing and rectifying historical and systemic inequalities faced by women. It seeks to challenge and dismantle patriarchal structures, norms, and biases that have perpetuated gender-based discrimination. There are four key principles of feminism. The first is gender equality. Feminism aims to establish equal opportunities, rights, and treatment for people of all genders, challenging the idea that certain roles, responsibilities, or privileges are inherently tied to one's gender. Second is women's rights. Historically, feminism has focused on addressing the specific challenges faced by women, such as reproductive rights, economic disparities, and access to education and healthcare. Third is intersectionality. Recognizing that individuals experience oppression differently based on various intersecting factors such as race, class, sexual orientation, and ability, feminism strives to be inclusive and address multiple layers of discrimination. Lastly is critical analysis. Feminism encourages a critical examination of societal norms, institutions, and cultural practices that contribute to the subjugation of women and marginalized genders. Let's look at some examples of feminist initiatives and issues throughout recent history. First is the suffrage movement, which was part of the first wave of feminism of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, which focused on securing women's right to vote. Notable examples include suffragette movements in the United States and the United Kingdom. Next is reproductive rights. Feminist activism has played a crucial role in advocating for women's reproductive rights, including access to contraception, safe and legal abortion, and comprehensive health care. Third is equal pay. There are ongoing feminist efforts aimed to address the gender pay gap, advocating for equal pay for equal work, and challenging systemic discrimination in the workplace. Then there's a focus on violence against women. Feminist campaigns work to raise awareness about and combat various forms of violence against women, including domestic violence, sexual assault, and human trafficking. Next is the #MeToo movement, which began in 2006. Me Too movement emerged as a feminist campaign against sexual harassment and assault, providing a platform for survivors to share their experiences and demand accountability. Next is the focus on body positivity and beauty standards. Feminism challenges unrealistic beauty standards imposed on women and promotes body positivity, encouraging self-acceptance and challenging harmful stereotypes. Lastly is the representation of women in media. Feminists advocate for diverse and accurate representation of women and marginalized genders in media, challenging stereotypes and promoting more inclusive narratives. Did you find this video about feminism to be helpful? If so, please like, comment, and subscribe to Illustrate to Educate to support more simple and objective videos on topics that matter. If you liked this video, be sure to check out my other videos on the channel.
heart go.
Messiah!
It's my world, suck it! The higher you are, the farther you fall. The longer the walk, the longer waits for you. Or are you unforgiven too? Forgive me, what
Where's Ride the Lightning? Why is it on the list?
It's not voted for.
Why? 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 Why?
Oh, hey.
Where's Ride the Lightning? Why is it on the list? Why? Who didn't vote for Ride the Lightning? Tell me right now. I want you to go out there and ask them fucking why. But one day I want to fucking play it. Fucking Ride the Lightning. Fucking Unforgiven 2. Fucking Saint Anger. Fucking
Still I stand, right into the sorrow. Still I stand, you took away tomorrow. Still I stand, straight down into the sorrow. Still I stand.
I am dead inside.
That was the best one. That button was the best one.
The best button.
dreams do come true. Gold. Nasa McDonald's. New Golden Chicken Curry Filet. So flavorful. So sarap. Sulit busog. 99 pesos lang.
Let me respawn in Rome, please. Yes!
Our city currently has a population of 9. A farmer? I definitely need you. Aha! We have 21 now. Next, I gotta build houses for them. Too many things I need to spend money on, so I'll just build simple houses for the time being. Build a road first, with limited funds. Let's make do with this dirt road first. Agriculture is important too. Grow rice here, here, and here. What? It costs money to hire a farmer? Choose the cheaper one. Turn this area into a commercial district. Maximize the tax. Trade is necessary. What? The price of liquor has plummeted. Go bottom fishing and buy it all. Wait for it to skyrocket. No! The houses have collapsed in the snowstorm. Liquor's prices dropped even further. The tax is so high that residents are leaving. I can't keep the city running anymore.
longer care. I'm your dream, make you real. I'm your eyes when you must steal. I'm your pain when you can't feel. Sad but true. I'm your truth, telling lies. I'm your reason, alibis. I'm inside, open your eyes. I'm sad but true.
The existence of the grossly affluent is a moral obscenity, and our economic system inevitably leads to oppressive and exploitative power hierarchies. Redistribution is the only ethical option. But now that I think about it a little more clearly, is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? I think I heard that in a video game once. And you know, I did earn this fair and square. I mean, I'm advocating for an important cause, doing important things, and that makes me an important person. And important people need important resources so they can continue doing important things and advocating for important causes. What do you want? That I should starve? You want me to starve, don't you?
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't deserve it, but I'm just saying being crushed in a suit, it's kind of overkill, you know?
Hey guys, shut up! Guess what? The entity just brought Goth IHOP into the fog. We gotta go!
Oh, hell yeah, I wanna go to Goth IHOP. Yo, Solico, Michael, you guys wanna come?
Oh, I don't want to be like a buzzkill or anything, but I don't think the Goth IHOP allows minors, so I don't think Sadako could, like, actually, you know...
Oh, she's not a minor, she's like 19.
What are you talking about, dude? She looks like a 12-year-old girl, bro.
Oh, wait, no, I get it now. You're confusing Sadako with Samara.
What?
Well, you see, Samara Morgan was from the movie The Ring, which was made in 2002, but a lot of people don't know that that movie was actually a remake of the original movie called Ring, or Ringu to avoid confusion, which was made in 1998. And although they look similar, and Samara was based on Sadako, they're actually completely different characters, even down to the age and the backstory. For instance, Samara was killed by her mother before being dropped in the well, and Sadako was killed by her father before being dropped in the well. Well, unless we're talking about the novels in which she's killed a different way, but it's kind of freaky.
Wait, I'm confused.
I mean, if you want, I could go into the novels, but it's kind of like some sci-fi sex alien shit. Like, I'm not sure.
No, that's not what I'm confused about. How the fuck do you know the Ring lore if you're stuck in like a back room for over 30 years? Like, didn't that movie and the other movies come out like way after you're stuck in there?
Hey look, it's Ken Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul.
You can't just dodge my question by pointing out Tokyo Ghoul. Wait, that's an even bigger question. How the fuck do you know Tokyo Ghoul? No!
If you see something sexist, the video ends. Old ads for cleaning items. Old ads, huh? Those are quite something. So, if I see something sexist, the video ends, and I need to search through old cleaning commercials. I couldn't quite find a compilation one, but I guess I'll do it the good old-fashioned way, where I click one at a time on each of the old commercials. Anyways, let's hop right in. So first of all, it seems like we're doing Mr. Clean.
Meet Mr. Clean.
Yes.
Procter & Gamble's new all-purpose liquid cleaner.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it.
Floors, doors, walls, halls.
Wow, very catchy tune.
Sink, stoves, bathtubs he'll do. He'll even help clean laundry too.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
Mr. Clean will clean your whole house and everything that's in it. Can he clean a kitchen sink?
Quicker than a wink.
Can he clean a window sash?
Fast.
I don't know. I can't say anything. I can't interrupt this music, man. I don't know. Like, oh, Parashok, why don't you say anything in the middle of the... am I supposed to say something over these... the masterpiece of Mr. Clean singing? I don't know what else to say. Okay, let's continue. I would sing along if I can, but I don't know the lyrics.
Than a flash.
Can he clean a dirty mirror?
Of course he can.
Can he clean a diamond ring?
Mr. Clean cleans anything.
Really?
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute. Mr. Clean will clean your
oh, this tune. It's so catchy.
Mr. Clean.
I like the animation. I like that's it. And that's it. Now this one's a 1970s Mr. Clean commercial. All I see is Mr.
Nice
Clean's
nose.
commercial.
Thanks.
Let's test it. Close your eyes.
Uh-huh.
That's a big, fresh, shiny lemon.
Close.
That, well, obviously it's paid actor. Nice, big, fresh. Did she say shiny?
Close your eyes.
That's a big, fresh, shiny lemon.
Yeah, how do you spell shiny, lady? I'm sorry. Okay, anyway.
It's new lemon refreshed Mr. Clean.
Smells great.
What's great is his new formula.
There's no song.
It gets the dirt.
Okay, why is it blinking around like that?
Even shinier.
Stop!
So you get a sheen.
Lemon refreshed Mr. Clean. I'll buy that.
That's nice.
Why are you poking her nose? Okay. More Mr. Clean commercial! Man, this is just... Not sponsored, by the way, just to make sure. But I'm just trying to go through each of the videos that look like old commercials. I still haven't found anything sexist from what I can tell, at least. Oh, it's another melody one! Yes! My jam.
Well, hi there, Mr. Clean.
Yes.
Mighty glad to know you.
Yeah, I am too.
Weekend cleaning jobs, come in and let me show you. My wife says, Mr. Clean, there's no one who can top you. She's never found a cleaning job that's tough enough to stop you. Let's clean this basement wall. Mr.
right.
Clean, you're on the ball.
They're all cleaning together.
You're amazing, Mr. C. Let's give the car a try. Mr. Clean, you're quite a guy.
Why is the melody?
Kitchen sinks, laundry too.
Man, there's nothing you can't do. Thank you, Mr. Clean.
I like
sure
the
did
melody.
Make it easier. The weekend cleaning jobs are done. Now we can have some leisure. Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute.
I like
Mr.
the melody. Why is it so catchy?
Everything that's in it, Mr. Clean,
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Okay, that's that. Oh my god. Okay, I am completely out of the clean ad. The next video is, it literally says sexist coffee ad. So I'm pretty sure, but this is gonna end right here. So.
Harvey, want anything special for your birthday?
Just a decent cup of coffee.
You're kidding.
I'm serious. Honey, your coffee's undrinkable.
Oh, no.
Pretty harsh.
Well, so's your coffee. You know, the girls down at the office make better coffee on their hot plates. Well, see you later.
And he didn't even kiss me goodbye. You know, if I could just make a decent cup of coffee, I could relax. So, relax. Why don't you try Instant Folgers? Tastes good as fresh perked. Good as fresh perked.
Lady, I don't think you need a new coffee. I think you need to find like a, you know, maybe like a family, what's it called? Family therapist, family consultant. Well, anyways, something because.
I'll surprise Harvey for his birthday tonight.
Hey, great coffee.
It's Instant Folgers. Doesn't it taste good as fresh perked?
Better.
Better than those girls make at the office?
Honey, their coffee can't hold a candle to yours.
Oh, jeez, what the fuck?
Hey guys, check it out! Mom said I was finally old enough to get a Nerf gun, and I got a Nerf gun!
So you're telling me Mom let you get a Nerf gun, and you went with the Minecraft crossbow? That's a rookie mistake.
You two are just jealous! The Minecraft crossbow is a work of art! You wanna have a Nerf gun battle so we can prove whose is better?
Are you serious? You want to battle us? Alright, we'll go get our Nerf guns. What are you doing? I don't want to have a Nerf battle. We're too old. Just trust me and get up. Come on. Fine. Alright, I'm ready.
You have a Fortnite Nerf? Everybody knows Minecraft's better than Fortnite.
Fortnite's way better than Minecraft, Billy, and I'm about to show you why. Whoa, hold up. Save it for the battle. Alright, Billy, here's the rules. It's us two versus you.
You're lucky he just came and saved you. And fine, I'll take you two creepers down. Are you ready?
Yeah, go make a base. We start in 30 seconds. Show no mercy. Don't worry, I won't.
You two are going down! Take this!
Did you really just miss? I'm standing.
What? You've never seen a chipmunk in first class before?
Well, actually, I recently flew next to the Chipettes, and they were ladies.
Hey, don't judge me. I saw pink flamingos. I saw pink flamingos. I saw pink flamingos.
Excuse me.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I feel it, I need a peculiar. eyes. Oh my God, I try all the time in this institution. And he prays. Oh my God, I pray every single day. For a revolution. And I say, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah, yeah. I say, what's going on? And I say, don't, yeah, just keep it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings. What's going on? Yeah!
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and ad-free videos on the YouTube Kids app. Try 1 month free.
コブソンさん大好き I love コブソン
오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 섹시 레이디 오빤 강남스타일 섹시 레이디 성숙해 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 여자 이때다 싶으면 묶었던 머리 푸는 여자 가렸지만 웬만한 노출보다 야한 여자 그런 감각적인 여자 나는 선호해 점잖아 보이지만 놀 땐 노는 선호해 내가 되면 완전 미쳐버리는 선호해 근육보다 가상이 올통벌통한 선호해 그런 선호해 Love you!
fun! Like enemy, like enemy, like enemy, like enemy.
Signing off from the studio.
What the fuck is this place? Why am I outside my own house?
Oh, hey Squidward! Welcome to my universe.
Yeah, that's pretty cool here. Everything is so bright and happy.
Meow. 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 Bright and happy. This place looks like a fucking acid trip gone wrong.
Hey, watch your language, Squidward. This is a family-friendly universe.
Yeah, we don't use that kind of language here. It's not nice.
Meow. 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 Shut up, Gary. You two idiots need to shut the fuck up too. I'm stuck in this hellhole because of you two morons.
What do you mean?
You did something wrong.
Meow. Yes, you did something wrong. You sent me into this godforsaken world where everything is made out of fucking sponge and starfish.
But Squidward, isn't it fun here? We have jellyfishing and bubble blowing contests.
And Krabby Patties. They're delicious.
I don't give a shit about your stupid activities or food. I want to go back home where things make sense and aren't so damn annoying.
Aw, come on, Squiddy, just give it a chance. Maybe you'll learn to love it here like we do.
Yeah, maybe even find some new hobbies or friends.
Fuck off, Gary! And as for you two imbeciles, I will never love this place or anyone in it. Now get me the hell out of here before I lose my mind.
Jeez, Squidward, you're being such a grump.
Yeah, you need to lighten up and have some fun.
Meow, meow, meow. I'll show you fun when I shove this clarinet up your ass, SpongeBob. Now get me back home or else.
Okay. Sheesh, no need to get violent.
Yeah, let's just go find Sandy and see if she can help us send Squidward back.
Finally, some common sense. Let's go before I lose my sanity in this goddamn universe.
What do you got? What do you got? Huh? Huh? Come on!
Round 1. Fight.
Busy time? Keep calm and wait for time. Each bite sets your mood right.
Can your cologne beat BO? Cologne may not be enough. Bust odor and smell irresistible. Axe. Let's talk about Sound Horeg. The loudest, dumbest, most bass-obsessed noise pollution that somehow became normal in parts of Indonesia. I mean, look at this shit. Just look at it. That's a truck with speakers the size of refrigerators, blasting music at full volume, casually driving past your house like it owns the street. So what the hell is Sound Horeg? Sound Horeg comes from the Javanese word horeg, which means vibrate or shake. And yes, this thing shakes everything. Your bed, your roof, your brain, probably shake your balls too. It started around 2011 in East Java. At first, it was innocent enough. Small celebrations, weddings, local parades. Just some guy with a cute DIY speaker setup trying to bring some joy to the village. But as with everything in life, someone had to take it too far. It became a competition. Who has the loudest sound? Who has the biggest truck? Who can make the most tiles fall off someone's roof? They even have sound battles, like literal my bass versus your bass events. They once held a sound battle on boats during a sea celebration. Okay, let's get serious for 2 seconds. This thing isn't just loud, it's actually dangerous. At 130 decibels, you've got 1 to 2 minutes before you risk permanent hearing damage. Babies, old people, people with heart problems. They get wrecked. People literally destroyed bridges in Malang and Demak just so Sound Horeg trucks could pass. A woman almost got beaten up by a mob for telling them to turn it down. Imagine living in a society where asking for peace and quiet is a dangerous act. What are we even doing? Even the religious side stepped in. Ulama in East Java legit said, Sound Horeg is haram. They called it a distraction, a threat to health, and sometimes a platform for immoral stuff. Local governments tried banning it. Police tried raiding it. Malang even declared it illegal. But, surprise, people keep doing it anyway. Why? Because they treat loudness like a flex. No one's stopping them. People are just like, oh, that's Sound Horeg, it's our culture. Okay, so now we're just calling anything culture, huh? Since when did culture mean destroying someone's peace without consequences? Is it really culture? Because here's the thing, culture is supposed to connect people. Sound Horeg divides people. It literally creates class wars, and those who can afford to be loud and those who suffer quietly. As ridiculous as this whole thing is, it's actually kind of comforting to see more people finally speaking up. That's the energy we need. People with common sense. People who still value peace, sanity, and functioning eardrums. Because with people like that, Indonesia can be better. Because the real noise Indonesia needs right now is the sound of people finally thinking.
So, you can now Venmo the United States to help pay off the national debt? Yeah, I could probably shove my entire savings account into trying to pay off the debt, and it would probably contribute to a whole, like, half a second of government spending. Trump in a few weeks. You've wanted to know for so long, and now here it is. Proof of alien life. Alien. Now do the Epstein files. I really wonder how far they're gonna go with the distractions from the Epstein files. What's next? Hollow Moon? Loch Ness Monster? Death Star? Oh, no, they just call that the Jewish space lasers. Oh, no, they just call that the Jewish space lasers. A heritage to be proud of, a homeland worth defending. American progress, John gasped. Well, okay, but who'd you take that land from, huh? I'm generally opposed to conspiracy theorizing, but it's a little weird that this pro-Manifest Destiny tweet has exactly 14 words and 2 capital H's. Andor inspired me to join up. We have friends everywhere. Okay, the rebels were literally inspired by the Vietnam Liberation Front. Bro was getting destroyed in the replies on the original post, lol. Shout out Andor fans. As corny as it is, I think Andor was an awakening for a lot of people on that edge. And that sub is surprisingly really leftist, which is so refreshing. South Park depicts Donald Trump in bed with Satan in the season 27 premiere. Oh, I can't wait for the MAGA cope fest with this. And you know it's bad when the leader of the US is getting the Saddam Hussein gag recycled for them, and people are agreeing with the depiction. I mean, if the bull gag fits. Yes, it is bad. As someone not living in the USA, Trump has made the USA a laughingstock. Nobody takes anything he says seriously. He's like a wind-up doll of lies and misinformation. I wonder when he's gonna sell dolls of himself for all the kids that can only have 1 or 2 dolls this Christmas, and maybe a couple of pencils. You know, coming from the multi-billionaire. Liberalism versus leftism in a nutshell. ICE should be forced to wear body cameras. Give me one reason why this is a bad idea. I mean, ICE should not exist. I love Matt. He used to be very lib, but progressively became more leftist as time went by. His podcast is very good, and I love the episodes with Taylor Lorenz. I was listening to the recent episode on the New York Times article about how LGBTQ people have gone too far in demanding rights. Genuinely so good. Edited for clarity, the episode is good. The podcast is called A Bit Fruity. As the gay guy reading stuff, I can approve of that name. The article he's criticizing though is hot garbage. Mugshot, August 24, 2023. Election interference, never surrender. Wow, they really lost the QAnon shaman before GTA 6. Mag is as strong as one of those wet blue paper towels that the school nurse would give you. Fuck this stupid piece of shit. What a fraud. I mean, you know, it only took you trying to lynch Congress and, you know, be a fucking lunatic basically all of your public life. But you got there, I guess. You want a medal? Genuinely, why did anyone believe QAnon from the get-go? Because it made them feel special, like they had privileged knowledge. Conspiracy theories make dumb people feel smart. Yeah, a lot about being in the cult is either for a feeling of self-importance, or because ringleaders of the right like to use people's insecurities or prejudices to wind them into the cult. But the thing is, there's nothing special about the cult. As much as they're trying to fight back against the machine, they are, in fact, the machine. We're phasing out Oklahoma's income tax, finally, and once we get to 0, Oklahoma will be rolling like never before. Oklahoma relies on California for critical federal tax dollars that fund education, healthcare, and apparently this new tax break. You're welcome, Governor Stern. You're telling me that a Republican state might be freeloading? What? All the propaganda told me that they were the most productive, and like, all the Democrat states were the freeloaders. A MAGA forgets everyone else isn't in a cult like them. See, here's a really fun fact for some of you MAGAs out there that are definitely not watching this video. Or you are, and are just writing a cope comment. You can have certain political beliefs without joining the equivalent of political Scientology. You know, you don't have to blindly defend your dear leader. You can have opinions of your own. Oh no, I really hope Bill Clinton isn't in the Epstein files. I'll have to get rid of my Bill Clinton hat and my Bill Clinton sneakers and my Bill Clinton cologne and my Bill Clinton watch and take down my Bill Clinton flag, and I'll have to delete my Bill Clinton NFT trading cards. What will I do with my Bill Clinton Bible? They took down the Church of Scientology. It's what they do. While most in media and entertainment are cowering in their boots, Trey Parker and Matt Stone brought the don't give a fuck energy we need to South Park. See, I did know that they were going to directly mention Trump at some point, but holy shit, doing the Saddam gag is possibly the best way they could have done it. For real though, why is everyone cowering in fear of this guy? How is it that two guys who make cartoons are braver than every other American institution? It's so pathetic. Well, in Trump's words, I'm gonna sue you. Hey chat, if you guys are enjoying the schadenfreude of MAGA eating themselves alive, you should totally press the like and subscribe button, because it helps this gay guy reading stuff a lot. Have a great day, and back to the video. Ugh, finally, someone calls him out on his bullshit. It looks like it's gonna be about 3.1 billion. I'm not aware of that. Just came out. You just added in a third building. It's a building that's being built. It was built 5 years ago. See how the only people pushing back on Trump are the ones that actually serve the people, as opposed to person or companies? Crazy that. To be fair, Jerome Powell actually has balls and doesn't give a fuck about anything because his term is up in a few months anyway. US media are generally spineless and or owned by Trump-aligned oligarchs. Jerome Powell can't even really be fired, but I think more importantly, he seems to be a principled person. Oh wow, a principled person with morals doesn't bow down to Trump? What a shocker. I mean, being financially independent helps too. I'm assuming here, but he was a successful litigator before he got into the central bank. But he's never been too political or a sycophant. Page 1 in Scotland. Convicted US felon to arrive in Scotland. Republican leader who was found liable for sexual abuse and defamation will visit golf courses. Never quit Scotland. All we need is that Donald Trump baby balloon back when he comes. I don't think anything would piss him off more than that balloon flying around while he's trying to take some swings at his shitty golf course. Under no circumstances should anyone from Trump's DOJ be allowed to privately interview Ghislaine Maxwell. The conflict of interest is glaring. It stinks of high corruption. What are you gonna do? Send another fucking strongly worded letter? How about you actually do something? I mean, it happened this morning, but thanks for checking in though. Schumer and Jeffries are beyond worthless. Not up to this moment at all. That's another thing not helping the world get out of this shit pit, is the fact that the only opposition is very incompetently ran. Let's pick Schumer as our frontman. Not only is he out of touch and extremely bland, but hey, at least he's monotone. Paraphrased from Jon Stewart. Nothing will change until the people all of this benefits most stand up with us to actually fight against it. Donald Trump inscribed a book he gifted to Jeffrey Epstein with a "You are the greatest, Lamau." Oh, but trust me guys, he's not in any way involved in the Epstein list or any of the Epstein files. You know, it's not like Trump's DOJ informed him that he was literally in the list. Oh, does this suggest that Epstein's estate is starting to go, fuck this, here's all the evidence that Trump was pals with Jeff? Or is it just them sending shots across the bow about releasing Maxwell? Winner, ding ding ding. The official Democrats account on Twitter is holding nothing back. I mean, they're not wrong, but Jesus fucking Christ, actual politicians need to do more. If Trump and his team can throw rocks at the Democrats, they can't be crying when the glass house shatters and the rocks get thrown right back at them. Aww, but they cry about it every time. Lol. Wait, but all the very obvious propaganda they make tries to paint them as intellectuals who don't care about your feelings. They've been snowflakes since 2008, lol. Even before that, the right cried when the Dixie Chicks called out Bush's invasion of Iraq. Were the weapons of mass destruction in the room with us? This is an executive order that lays out the groundwork for sending homeless people and people with mental illnesses to concentration camps to be civilly committed. It was never gonna stop with immigrants. This is horrifying and beyond words. This is the whole thing with politics, guys. If you're fine with the others getting persecuted, don't be surprised at some point you might. And come on, you guys can't tell me that using mental illness is not purposely making it vague to basically be able to civilly commit anyone that disagrees with them. For all the right-wing conspiracy nuts that used to talk endlessly about the feds building FEMA camps, it turns out that you were right. You just got it wrong on which party would build them. Don't forget that if you're institutionalized, that you will probably not get to vote. It was always projection. Well, can't wait until children with large inheritances get thrown in for whatever excuse by people trying to get their money. People being thrown in for being hysterical, and for LGBTQ being categorized as a mental illness. They're already throwing talk of persons of color being slaves again. So, I guess we're all being thrown way back into the 1700s. This is how full-on Nazism starts, arresting non-violent citizens whose circumstances displease the fascist aesthetic of the dear leader and permanently caging them. No cause or process, so the streets are clear for the leader's motorcade as he's driven past. In 2020, the government pointed to Maxwell's willingness to brazenly lie under oath about her conduct as a reason to deny her bail. Now, with her entire life in the government's control, it turns to her as a source of truth. Or, if not, a story that could help the president get out of this jam. Well, yeah, is it really surprising to see that the compulsive liar that's able to lie under oath to cover the compulsive liar's ass, probably to either get a reduction in sentence or a straight up pardon. Trump is trying so hard to get everyone to talk about anything except Epstein. Grab him by the Epstein files. Breaking news, we've just subpoenaed the Epstein files. As a survivor of sexual assault, I know the pain and trauma survivors carry. This subpoena is a massive victory for every survivor who has ever been silenced, dismissed, or harmed. Bondi must release the files immediately. We demand accountability. Despite what all of these MAGA cultists want you to think, fun fact, wanting the Epstein files released is for justice. You know, those courts that exist to hold people accountable? I know you Republicans are fucking allergic to that shit. But hey, unlike you MAGA lemmings, we're actually for justice for the countless victims. Oh, don't worry, just check his bathroom with the golden toilet at Mar-a-Lago. I'm gonna need a shovel to check his ex-wife's overgrown gravesite. Yeah, right next to all the classified secrets. But which golden toilet though? There's dozens of the fucking things. Miss Rachel says that she won't work with anyone who has not spoken out about Gaza. Based. To anyone asking to work with me who hasn't spoken out about Gaza, thank you for the request, but I'm not comfortable working with anyone who hasn't spoken out about Gaza. Much love and God bless, Rachel. For Republicans all claiming to be pro-kids and that sort of shit, they really do have a disregard for any children that don't fit into their fascist utopia. Why did she say this? Lol. Breaking news! DOJ and FBI have concluded that there is no evidence that Jeffrey Epstein blackmailed powerful figures, kept a client list, or was murdered, per memo. Oh, so Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison for trafficking underage girls to no one. People are not really familiar with the basic facts of the Epstein case. All the victims who testified at Maxwell's trial said they were trafficked to Epstein himself, who abused them with Maxwell's assistance. That is an insanely misconstrued take of the Epstein case, but go on, Queen? And I mean, like, you do know Epstein himself was also convicted of trafficking, right? You can't really traffic people to yourself. That's just called kidnapping. One trans gal to another, Natalie. I need you to keep your stupid mouth shut about this. If you've got anything other than a full-throated condemnation of the government refusing to release the files, you are way too well known to be giving nuanced takes about a fucking paedophile ring. And here's another thing about everyone trying to downplay the Epstein files. If it's something to be downplayed, why not release it? There's a reason they ain't releasing it, and it's not because it's too passive.
Hi, Mr. Superhero!
Shush! Give me the money, Grandma! Give me the money! Whoa, hey, whoa, hey.
Thank you, superhero.
Shush! Hello, gentlemen! What are you doing? What's saving the world, Monkey? Here! I want to save the world too! No, Monkey! Don't be a fool, Monkey! To save the world, Monkey, you need to be a heroine!
Heroine? But the heroines are bad! Are really, really bad!
You wanna be a hero now, Monkey?
Yes, I wanna be! I wanna save the world! Look, some heroines!
Alright, Monkey, put this on. Are you ready to be a heroine, Monkey?
I am ready! What do you think to me?
I feel like a hero. Douche!
No, people are going to get it!
Thank you so much, superhero. Douche! I wanna know you later, innit?
Saving the world once again! Monkey! I want you to kill a roach from the house! I don't want to get my shoes dirty, Monkey! What is this? I am saving the world, Mommy! I'm a super heroine, Mommy! And then I have to impress!
What's wrong, ma'am? What's wrong?
These people are being heroines!
You mean heroes? Oh my God! I love superheroes! Please sign my gun.
Yes!
Boom! Bye! Thank you again, superheroes! Douche!
Saving the world once again! yourself! My bumps in your mouth! Even my own prankster! Hey, motherfucker! Why you hit me right? Hey! I saved the... That's why you wanna be a heroine, huh? I am a heroine and I do whatever I do! Punch her, monkey! Punch her, monkey! Yeah, come on, you wanna punch her? You wanna be a heroine? Come on! Punch me!
Manos! Where are my heroines? Oh, I need to duck myself.
Stop. I'm really sorry. Stop it! This is really embarrassing. This is very unprofessional. I apologize. Steve! Steve, how long have you had the study, Dave?
A couple weeks.
What's the problem?
I think there's something wrong with this fret right here.
I don't think there's a problem with the
Bend it out a
bass.
little bit here.
I think there's a problem with your finger! There! How does that feel, monkey boy? Ouch! Well, is everybody else gonna be ready by the time we get to Canada?
Yeah.
Good. How does that feel, Steve?
First class, nothing like it. Sure, it's expensive, but they cater to your every whim. And the best part is, you can really stretch out. Oh, look at that leg room. This is great. I love it. Nothing quite like first class. Wow. Oh, that's relaxing.
Waitress! Can I have just one more bag of those delicious honey roasted peanuts? Oh, thank you. Oh, I love them. So tasty, delicious, and nutritious. I love my peanuts.
It's 2,000 degrees below zero. This is gonna be fun. The show went over so well that they decided to name one of their main roads after me. But they spelled it wrong. Those nutty Alaskans. It's cold! Whoa! Yes, this is wonderful! I love this! Yum! Doggy treats! Doggy! Oh, jeez, go! Ow! We're having a little setback here. Hopefully I'll be better for the Canadian tour. Oh, that's smart.
We're here in the capital of Alaska, Juneau. That's Juneau. Juneau! We're staying at the fabulous Alaskan Hotel here in Juneau. Although this is a historic hotel, I'm told the rooms are a little bit small. Let's check in on the other guys and see how they're doing. See, this is Ruben and Bermuda's room. What are you guys doing in there?
Nothing.
Okay. Juneau is a city rich in history, as this mural depicts. The city of Juneau was founded by a naked man in an oyster shell who lost his contact lenses on Halloween. And a grizzly bear, a horny toad, a bald eagle, a sperm whale, and a wolverine helped him find it. I love that story. I'm looking for something to send my friends back home as a little souvenir of our Alaskan trip. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is perfect. Bacteria farm, yeah! We're here at the famous Alaskan Galley restaurant, our very favorite place to eat while in Juneau, Alaska. Oh, and here comes the owner, Mr. Creek Palm. How you doing?
Pretty good, Al. How are you?
Yeah, it's been a long time
Good to
since
see
I've
you.
seen you. How long has it been, 8 months?
About that,
Yeah, well, what's been going on since then?
Last time you see me, I left a little bit and got a triple bypass on my heart, but I feel much better now.
You did?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't promise you. They just fixed me up and I'm better than new right now.
Yes, it's the high point of my life. I'm doing a record signing at the Super Bear Supermarket.
Are you excited about Al being here?
Oh, God, yes.
You are now an official Al head. You have to have that tattooed on, all right?
Do it!
Josh, you're a pig.
Legally, I may be a U.S. citizen, but I'm Canadian in my soul. Here then are just a few of the reasons why I think that Canada is better than the United States. In the U.S., this loonie is only worth about 70 cents. But here, it's worth a whole $1. If you live in the States and you can only read French, you might never know what the ingredients are in crunchy cheese doodles. But in Canada, they print the ingredients in English and French because they care. When it's 20 degrees here, it's a pleasant day. When it's 20 degrees in the States, it's freezing. The artist formerly known as Prince lives in the United States. Enough said. In Canada, they have helpful, courteous Mounties dressed in cute little uniforms, riding beautiful, well-groomed horses. In the U.S., they have policemen dressed in riot gear who will beat the living crap out of you. And finally, on the U.S. $5 bill, Abraham Lincoln. On the Canadian $5 bill, Leonard Nimoy. Cool! Can I ask you a survey question?
Yeah?
What is your favorite 24-hour music video channel in Canada?
Take a talk of your life. Take a talk of my love also. Something like that.
No! Wrong answer. Excuse me, sir. Can we ask you a question for Much Music? Can we ask you a question for Much Music?
No sé.
Aquí no te rompaging this?
No sé.
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? Well, obviously the language barrier is a bit of a problem here, so I got myself this handy-dandy Canadian-American dictionary. What is it you like about Calgary, eh?
What do I like about Calgary? The climate.
All right, thank you, sir, thank you. It really works. Would you like to sing a Yugoslavian folk song with me? Oi, Mariska Pegla, 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 Pegla. What's your favorite animal?
A pig.
A pig? Can you oink like a pig for me, please?
No.
Oh, please. Tony, come on. Oink for us. Oink.
No.
Oink, Tony, oink. You're embarrassing me. Oink now.
No.
Come on, Tony, oink. Have you ever had a part of your body freeze completely off?
Nope.
Could you oink like a pig for us?
Oink.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for oinking like a pig for us. Have you gotten your tickets to the Weird Al concert yet?
No, I haven't.
What? Why not? You know, the ticket's going to be sold out, and then there's going to be much weeping and gnashing of teeth, and you'll be crying and saying, why didn't I get my tickets to the Weird Al show? That's going to be you!
Are you him? No.
Oh, you mock me now.
Are you him? No.
That's a good one. I like it. It's kind of Beatlesque in its own particular way. You know, if...
Al.
Ruben, what is it?
Can we talk?
Yeah, well, what's wrong?
I don't know. I feel really stupid. Like, I mean, you really want me to do this?
What, the comb bra? Yeah, it's part of the show.
Everybody's making fun of me, and I just...
Ruben, you look great. You look wonderful. People are jealous of you.
You're kidding, man.
No, really. If you looked stupid, we'd tell you. You look great, really.
You mean it?
But believe me on this. It looks great.
Well, I'm really sensitive about it. I mean, you mean it?
Trust me, you look great. Now, have a good show, all right, man? Okay. Take care. We'll see you. Right now, I'm in the middle of an exciting game of catch it and you keep it. This is a lot of fun. I got two of my friends on the street in the freezing cold 6 stories below. Hey, Lynn, Ruben, how you doing? Yeah, right now they're tied at 0-0. Let's go with the ever-popular wet roll of toilet paper. Always a big favorite. Oh, this is gonna be a good one. Okay. All right, you guys ready? Okay. Here you go. Oh, backed away from it. Too bad. Too bad. Well, they're still tied at 0-0. I guess this calls for the tiebreaker. Okay, guys. All right, you ready? You ready? I'm here tonight in Regina, which of course is a French word meaning home of the really big chairs. On today's Road Report, I thought we'd just take a minute and have a little talk with some of the hardcore fans that hang around outside after the show. Well, here's a likely group right here. Hello, my friends.
Hi, Al!
So how's it going?
All fine, yourself?
Oh, pretty good. You guys must be freezing out here.
Yes, sir!
Well, you guys have just seen the live show. You just had the Al experience. So for the benefit of our much music viewing audience, how would you describe a Weird Al concert?
Well, it's a rockin', rolling, multimedia extravaganza. A thrill ride for the senses. A veritable smorgasbord of sensory delights.
Well, that's very flattering. Thank you so much. I don't know what to say.
We were overwhelmed by the sheer magnitude of the event. It made speed look like a slow ride to Grandma's house.
Really? Wow. Gee, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
No, Al, thank you.
Oh, you guys are my best friends in the whole world. Oh.
I'm not doing very good at all.
Well, what's the matter?
I'm really nervous. I don't know. I'm just really nervous tonight.
Okay, come on, John. You've done hundreds of these shows. This is just a simple case of stage fright. I'm sure you'll get over it. You're a professional. You always do.
Well, I know, but it's a sold-out house. There's going to be a million eyes out there, and I just really don't feel very good about this. I don't know. I just don't feel good.
Well, John, I'm sure whatever it is, you'll get over it. I mean, you're a professional. You've always pulled through for us. Just relax. Just enjoy yourself and have a great time. Sudbury is the home of what is perhaps Canada's most famous national monument. That's right, the Big Nickel. Note the difference in size between this regular nickel and Sudbury's Big Nickel. It's much, much bigger. It's huge! Sir, does it fill you with an overwhelming sense of community pride to know that you're in the city of the Big Nickel?
Oh, yes.
Here, of course, is the rarely seen dark side of the Big Nickel.
Well, Al, before the Big Nickel, I was not much of a man.
It's interesting to note that if the Big Nickel were in fact made of nickel, it would be worth considerably more than a nickel. Perhaps even more than $1. Hey, Noof, how you doing?
Great, how are you?
All right. Do you have any rules for being on the bus?
We don't allow any drugs, and we don't have any firearms. And no Michael Bolton.
Tell me, what's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you on the road?
Well, I remember one moonlit night, just like tonight. I was driving along. It was one of those quiet 2-lane roads in Saskatchewan, and I actually heard and felt this thump, 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 thump noise. I stopped the bus, I went back there, opened up the back doors, and there, like I could see in the moonlight, there was like a human head! A human head!
Can you tell me, why are you having a St. Patrick's Parade 2 days after St. Patrick's Day?
Well, I don't know. We want to make it last.
You guys are wacky, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. At least a week. We'll be going for another few days after this.
Can you explain to me the impact that a saint from Ireland would have on a largely French-speaking community?
Ouais, je pourrais dire ça en français sûrement.
Excuse me, sir, do you often get bothered because you look so much like our keyboard player, Ruben Valtierra? Chris Barron from the Spin Doctors, I love all your records, man! Sir, do you think that Jerry Lewis is a genius or just moderately intelligent?
A genius.
I think he's a genius.
It's a genius.
A genius. Excuse me, do you speak English? Bienvenue, escargot, croissant, ménage à toi? Woof. Woof. Woof.
Hey! Larry, this can't be. We've been going on. No. Listen, Rover's not going to be happy about this, Larry. And if I have to tell Rover, don't make me tell Rover, Larry. It's too late!
Skip is a little bit busy right now. The stress of the job might be getting to him a little bit, so we should cut the road report short. This is Al on the road in North Bay.
63,524 bottles of beer on the wall. 63,524 bottles of beer.
Hello, now we're here in Halifax. You know what that means? It's time to do the Halifax dance!
Hey! On the wall, 2 bottles of beer.
I figured as long as the band was stuck here on the bus, I'd take this opportunity to give you kind of a public service announcement and tell you about the 4 main rules of bus safety. Rule number 1, always ride on the inside of the bus. No matter how fun it looks, bus surfing is just not a good idea. Rule number 2, never annoy the bus driver.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Rule number 3, be careful of foreign objects when closing the bus door. And rule number 4, no horseplay allowed. Play your outdoor games outside the bus. I hope these simple rules will be useful for you next time you or one of your loved ones has to travel across Canada in a bus with a big smelly rock band.
In the 15th century, these are approximately the known lands in Europe. To the east are the Indies, from where spices and silk come. In Europe, the trade of these luxury products is controlled by the powerful republics of Genoa and Venice. But in 1453, the Ottomans seize Constantinople and bring down the Byzantine Empire. By extending their influence over the Mediterranean, they put an end to the golden age of the Italian republics. In the West, Portugal dreams of opening a new trade route to the Indies and seizing the monopoly on the spice trade. They take advantage of the development of the caravel, a more robust ship capable of handling the oceans, to send explorations to Africa. In 1484, Christopher Columbus, a Genoese navigator living in Lisbon, proposes to the Portuguese king to try to reach Asia by sailing west. According to his calculations, Cathay and Cipango, currently China and Japan, are close enough for the crossing to be feasible. But the king rejects the project. Confident, Christopher Columbus tries his luck with the rival Queen of Castile, but in vain. 2 years later, while Portugal reaches the Cape of Good Hope, the Spanish monarchy completes the Reconquista by seizing Granada. nothing seems to stop its ambitions. It must now catch up with Portugal in its race towards the Indies. The Queen of Castile and the King of Aragon authorize and finance the expedition of Christopher Columbus. On August 3, 1492, Christopher Columbus leaves Palos with 3 ships and 90 men. After a short stopover in the Canary Islands, they head west and sail for 36 days into the unknown. The crew finally see an island. Columbus lands and meets with the local Taino people. Convinced he has reached the Indies, Christopher Columbus names them Indians. After a few exchanges, he leaves and explores the surrounding islands. Thinking he's in Asia, he looks for the kingdom of the Great Khan mentioned in the writings of Marco Polo. On an island called Quisqueya, which he renames La Hispaniola, he builds the Fort of the Nativity, leaves 39 men behind, and returns with 7 Tainos, gold, pearls, and parrots as proof of the success of his expedition. Welcomed as a hero, he returns to the Nativity a few months later, this time with 1,500 men, to found a permanent colony of which he would be the governor. But he finds the 39 men left behind dead. He then founds La Isabela in honor of the Queen of Castile and continues his explorations. During this time, the Spanish monarchy in Portugal, to avoid conflicts around the newly conquered territories, agreed to draw a meridian. The lands to the east can be claimed by Portugal, those to the west by the Spanish monarchy. England, in turn, begins to search for a new maritime route to India. An expedition is sent further north and reaches a land that is unknown to them. Vasco da Gama for Portugal crosses the Cape of Good Hope, enters the Indian Ocean, and reaches India on May 20th, 1498. A second Portuguese expedition leaves for India, but as it moves away from the coast to take advantage of the sea currents, the expedition reaches a new land located east of the meridian of Tordesillas. There, an exotic wood grows from which can be obtained a red dye like an ember, or brasa in Portuguese. This will later give the name of Brazil to their new colony. While the Spanish colonists discover products unknown in Europe, such as potatoes, tomatoes, tobacco, and cocoa, ships loaded with gold, emeralds, and pearls return to Spain, which motivates the departure of many colonists to the new Spanish lands. They bring with them domestic animals and seeds, but also diseases that were previously unknown to the indigenous populations, who are therefore not immune. These diseases spread throughout the continent faster than the colonists and decimate the populations. In 1506, after a 4th trip, Christopher Columbus dies. A few months later, the word America appears on a map in honor of the explorer Amerigo Vespucci. The continent would henceforth be called America. In the Spanish territories, colonists impose forced labor on the local populations. But the Spanish monarchy, influenced by the Roman Catholic Church, opposes the mistreatment and tries via new laws to increase its control over the new territories and to improve the conditions of the natives. The Catholic Church also sends missionaries to evangelize the local populations. From the Spanish colonies, conquerors called conquistadors explore everywhere. To the north, they discover a land they name Florida. To the south, an expedition goes inland and discovers a sea on the other side. Finally, in 1518, an expedition goes north along the coast, passes a peninsula, and meets representatives sent by an emperor. The governor then decides to send a mission there. The conquistador Hernán Cortés leaves Cuba in 1519. On his way, he recovers a Spanish shipwrecked man who survived 8 years in Mayan country, and then he obtains a mistress after a confrontation. Both will assist him as interpreters. Once on dry land, he understands that he is in the Aztec Empire. whose capital, Tenochtitlan, controls the surrounding regions. Impressed by the firearms and horses they've never seen before, some of the people choose to join the Spanish crown. Cortés is guided to Tenochtitlan, where the emperor welcomes him peacefully. At the same time, to the south of the continent, Ferdinand Magellan, who's also trying to reach the Indies to the west, passes through a strait that will one day bear his name and enters a new ocean that is unknown to him. In Tenochtitlan, a war breaks out between the Aztecs and Cortés, who had been chased out of the capital. He allies with the rebels and enemies of Tenochtitlan, then besieges the city and cuts off its drinking water supply. But the inhabitants suffer above all from smallpox, which decimates the city. After 75 days of siege, Tenochtitlan collapses and Cortés becomes the governor of New Spain. Despite strong resistance, the Spaniards continued to extend their control in Central America. Spain, which is indebted to German bankers, authorizes them in return to found a colony in an area where houses are built on stilts and which is then named Little Venice or Venezuela. To the south, an expedition goes inland and rumors circulate about a certain Peru kingdom. The navigator Francisco Pizarro then leaves to search for it. He lands and learns that he's in the Inca Empire, which is in a full war of succession. After several contacts by intermediate embassies, a meeting is organized in Cajamarca with the Emperor Atahualpa. But the meeting degenerates, and Pizarro arrests the emperor. 9 months later, in spite of the enormous gold and silver ransom received for his liberation, Pizarro executes Atahualpa and then seizes Cusco, the capital of the empire. While strong rivalries appear between the colonists who want to monopolize the Inca wealth, in the north of Tomebamba, a pocket of Inca resistance is organized around the general Rumanahui. But finding himself in a difficult situation, he decides to burn Quito and to hide all the Inca wealth. Captured and tortured, he does not reveal the location of this treasure, which, if it exists, has never been found. Further south, Pizarro founds a capital, the City of Kings, which later will become Lima. In 1536 in Cusco, the Incas rebel and take the city. Almagro, Pizarro's ally, who returns from unsuccessful conquests in the south, takes the city and proclaims himself governor of Cusco. A war breaks out between Pizarro and Almagro. Taking advantage of the chaos, the Incas found the kingdom of Vilcabamba, which will resist the Spaniards for 36 years. Further south, a group of populations called the Mapuches also firmly resist the Spanish intrusions. In the north, Spain continues to enlarge its territory considerably. The priest Bartolomé de las Casas denounces the cruel treatments imposed on the natives. Spain, in 1542, passes new laws in order to return freedom to the slaves by abolishing the encomienda and by affirming equality of the rights of the natives. In Peru, these laws are very badly received by the colonists. The viceroy tries to make them apply, but a revolt breaks out and he is beheaded. Spain finally manages to regain control of the region and suspends the conquests in America, although many populations still resist Spanish colonization. In Europe, new powers are interested in the riches of America. France, which does not recognize the Treaty of Tordesillas, sends expeditions to Brazil. The colony of France Antarctique is founded there. Annoyed by the new competition, the Portuguese destroy the colony in 1560. They then develop colonization by sending expeditions deep inland in search of mines and slaves. England also has its eye on America. Irritated by the commercial monopoly that Spain is establishing in the Pacific Ocean, the Queen of England secretly finances an expedition by Francis Drake, who plunders Spanish wealth on the Pacific coast. Further north, Drake founds New Albion in the name of the English crown before heading west to return to England. At the same time, the Spanish monarchy takes over Portugal. The United Provinces, quickly followed by England, take advantage of this and try to seize the trade routes and the Portuguese colonies. In South America, further inland, a region little explored by the Spaniards and the Portuguese attracts the covetous. For a century, the myth of El Dorado, the city filled with gold, has been widely circulated. This attracts hundreds of European settlers who devastate the region in search of gold, igniting the fury of local populations. This does not prevent the arrival of French, Dutch, and British Protestants who flee Europe in search of lands far from Catholic influences. To the north, the coasts of Newfoundland, rich in fish, are frequented by many fishermen from all over Europe. As early as 1603, France finances new expeditions to explore Acadia and to found a first settlement at Port Royal. Despite conflicts with the local populations, fishing and fur trading develop. Further south, England founds Jamestown, its first permanent colony. But while the French accelerate colonization with the creation of Quebec, the English attack Acadia. From then on, the two countries and their respective local allies are constantly fighting over the region. After founding New Amsterdam on an island, the Dutch negotiate with the locals to purchase Manhattan Island in exchange for some goods equivalent to 60 florins, which is currently worth about a few $100s. Also in the south, the Dutch expand their possessions and take over a large part of Brazil. But in 1640, Portugal regains its independence and recovers its territories. The Dutch are expelled and concentrate their efforts in the north of the continent by absorbing New Sweden. At the same time, the British take Jamaica from the Spaniards to develop the sugar trade. They also obtain permission to exploit wood on the coast of New Spain. The growing commercial rivalry between the United Provinces and England provokes a war that turns to the advantage of the British. At the peace treaty, the United Provinces cede their North American territories and recover Suriname, which was occupied by the British. New Amsterdam becomes New York. In the West Indies, mainly the French and the British take over islands from the Caribs in order to develop large sugar plantations that require a large workforce. European merchants leave for the African coasts where they buy slaves. These are then transported to America to be sold in the mines or on the plantations. Their life expectancy is about 7 years. The ships then return to Europe loaded with precious metals and luxury goods. In the 17th century, this model becomes so profitable that the slave trade explodes, as does piracy, which flourishes in the Caribbean. Many people are opposed to slavery, notably the Jesuits, who found communities throughout America to protect the natives from the colonists. They are evangelized and work for the communities, which quickly become rich, but Spain and Portugal will eventually expel them. In the north of the continent, while the British found Philadelphia, the French, after an expedition, claim Louisiana and then expand along the rivers to link it to New France. New France then signs a peace agreement with 39 nations, mainly Iroquois. Fearing that they would be surrounded, the British attack Acadia again and rename it Nova Scotia. The latter, together with Rupert's Land and Newfoundland, are officially annexed in the treaties of Utrecht, which end the War of Spanish Succession. Spain and the United Provinces are weakened. Great Britain is now a great maritime and commercial power. In 1733, it founds Savannah, which stops the Spanish expansion from Florida. From Russia, a Danish captain named Vitus Bering leads mapping expeditions on behalf of the Tsar. After exploring the strait that now bears his name, Bering sights in 1741 the coasts of Alaska and the Aleutian Islands, where he dies. The abundance of prey on these islands attracts many Russian hunters. The Russians gradually move along the coast to develop the otter fur trade. In the Ohio Valley, tensions rise between the French and the British, who are fighting over control of the region. A war begins, which at first turns to the advantage of the French. Great Britain then decides to deport en masse the French-speaking Acadians still present in Nova Scotia. Many die on the way. The survivors are scattered throughout the British colonies. In Europe, the 7 Years' War breaks out. Great Britain, which dominates the seas with its powerful Royal Navy, imposes a maritime blockade on the French colonies, which, without reinforcements, fall into the hands of the British. In 1763, in the peace treaty signed in Paris, France gives up most of its American colonies. Spain receives the western part of Louisiana in exchange for Florida. Great Britain dominates all its rivals. But the war has weighed on its finances, and it intends now to take advantage of its many colonies to replenish its coffers by imposing new taxes.
Привет, товарищ. Give your play, or should I say, our play.
Perkele!
Finlandia, Finlandia, sinne taas matkalla oli Iivana. Kun Molotovin lupas on kaikki harsi, huomenna jo Helsingissä syödään marsi. Niet Molotov, valehtelit enemmän.
Уничтожен.
Finlandia, Finlandia, Mannerheimin linjalla ol vastus ankara, kun Karjalassa
Kom är mi bästa.
Muistona Karjalamaa, mutta vieläkin syömässä soinahtaa, kun soittajan sormista kuulla saa Säkkijärven polkkaa.
We begin in 1763. Almost the entire American continent is dominated by the European colonial powers. Spain has a very large territory. In the south, the Portuguese control Brazil. On the Central American islands, mainly France and Great Britain, developed huge sugarcane and coffee plantations by importing slaves from Africa. Finally, the North is largely under the control of Great Britain after its victory in the 7 Years' War. The British dominate all their rivals, notably thanks to the powerful Royal Navy. But the war has taken its toll on the country's finances, and to replenish its coffers, it imposes new taxes on its colonies. 13 of them are opposed to this, and tensions rise, finally provoking the American Revolutionary War. France, Spain, and the United Provinces take advantage of the situation to ally themselves with the independence fighters in order to weaken Great Britain. Finally, the British are defeated and forced to recognize the independence of the United States of America, which is the first European colony to become independent. From the very first years, the United States colonists have been extending their possessions westward to the detriment of the indigenous populations, which provokes numerous internal wars. In France, after the 7 Years' War and the American Revolutionary War, the economic situation is catastrophic, which contributes to the outbreak of the French Revolution. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen is proclaimed. It states that men are born and remain free and equal in rights. In the rich colony of Saint-Domingue, these words provoke a slave and freedman revolt against the great landlords, also called the planters. Spain and Great Britain join forces to fight the insurgents, but the insurgents win and occupy the whole island. Napoleon Bonaparte, who has seized power in France, understands that it would be difficult to reassert his sovereignty over his distant territories. He sends an army to Saint-Domingue and decides to sell Louisiana, which he secretly obtained from Spain 3 years earlier, to the United States. In Saint-Domingue, the French soldiers, weakened by disease, are defeated. On January 1st, 1804, the independence of Haiti is proclaimed. It's the only republic born from a revolution of slaves and freedmen. In Europe, the United Kingdom inflicts a heavy defeat on the Spanish and French fleets at the Battle of Trafalgar. The country confirms its domination of the seas. But Napoleon, who dominates Europe, opts for economic warfare and imposes a continental blockade. The United Kingdom, in the midst of the Industrial Revolution, absolutely needs to find new markets to sell its goods. Taking advantage of the decline of Spain, it turns to America, but Spain officially prohibited trade with the British. The United Kingdom attempts 2 military incursions into the viceroyalty of the Rio de la Plata, but is repelled by the Creoles, the descendants of Spanish settlers born in America. In Spain, King Charles IV and his son Ferdinand VII are quarreling over the throne. Napoleon takes advantage of this and places his brother Joseph at the head of the country. This is not accepted in the Spanish colonies, where juntas, which means local governments favorable to King Ferdinand VII, are organized. Conflicts appear everywhere. In New Spain, the priest Miguel Hidalgo calls on the people to rise up. Independence movements now appear, secretly supported by the British and motivated by revolutionary Masonic lodges. In 1814, after the abdication of Napoleon, Ferdinand VII recovers the Spanish throne and quickly sends reinforcements to America to regain control. Paraguay manages to resist, as well as the United Provinces of the Rio de la Plata, which proclaims its independence. In January 1817, the separatists San Martin and O'Higgins cross the Andes from the east with an army and seize Santiago. O'Higgins is appointed Supreme Director and proclaims Chilean independence. In the north, another independence army, led by Simón Bolívar and reinforced by the British Legion, leaves Angostura, crosses the Andes, and defeats the Spaniards at the gates of Santa Fe de Bogotá. Bolivar then proclaims the independence of Gran Colombia, of which he becomes president, although he doesn't yet control the entire territory. In reaction, Ferdinand VII raises a new army, but the latter revolts and refuses to leave Cadiz. Taking advantage of the situation, San Martin lands in Peru, seizes Lima, and proclaims the country's independence, although the Amazonian territory is still controlled by the royalists. In New Spain, after 11 years of war, the independents win and proclaim the Mexican Empire. In the south, Quito is liberated by the independence armies. Bolivar and San Martin then meet in Guayaquil. Nobody knows what they say to each other, but San Martin gives up part of his army to Bolivar and then discreetly withdraws. In Brazil, the Portuguese royal family and its court have been installed in Rio de Janeiro since the invasion of Portugal by Napoleon. Despite the liberation of the country in 1811, the royal family decided to stay in Brazil. However, the difficult political situation in Portugal forces King John VI to return to the country in a hurry. But his heir, son Peter, who remained in Brazil, now enters into conflict with the Portuguese government and proclaims the independence of Brazil, of which he becomes emperor. In Central America, Mexico struggles to consolidate. The South secedes, and the United Provinces of Central America is proclaimed. Throughout the continent, instability is great, which worries the United States. President James Monroe then declares to the Europeans that the United States would no longer accept new attempts at colonization on the American continent. In the South, the last royalist pockets are defeated by the army of General Sucre. Bolivia is created, named after Simón Bolívar. The latter now dreams of uniting all the American republics under a great common authority. But internal divisions caused this project to fail. In the south of the continent, a war breaks out between the United Provinces of the Rio de la Plata and Brazil for the control of the Cisplatin province. Brazil imposes a commercial blockade on the ports of Buenos Aires and Montevideo, but its armies failed to prevail on land. Unable to neutralize each other and financially exhausted, both appealed to the United Kingdom for arbitration. The British, during the peace treaty, obtained the creation of Uruguay as a buffer state. The United Kingdom, by becoming the guarantor of stability in the region, protects its commercial interests. At the end of 1829, Venezuela secedes from Gran Colombia. Bolivar, whose health is deteriorating, fails to find a solution and resigns. Gran Colombia breaks up, and immediately conflicts arise over the delimitation of the new borders. In Mexico, after the abolition of slavery, the United States colonists, who are in the majority in Texas, rebel. A civil war breaks out and leads to the proclamation of independence of the Republic of Texas, recognized by the United States. In the United Provinces of Central America, unity is also undermined, and the 5 states that make it up declare independence. Finally, in Haiti, the Dominican Republic, which has been occupied since 1822, also obtains its independence. In 1845, the United States, which wants to expand westward, annexes Texas, but a border disagreement with Mexico provokes a war. At the same time, the British and the United States agree on sharing the Oregon country that was joint-controlled. In 1848, after the victory of the United States, Mexico is forced to recognize the annexation of Texas and gives up a huge territory. In California, the discovery of gold causes a rush that attracts people from all over the world, including Asia. In the far north of the continent, the Russian Empire, in fear of losing Alaska to their rival, the British, chooses to sell its territory to the United States. In the same year, the United Kingdom authorizes the union of 3 provinces in the north to ensure their protection from the United States, which seems to want to expand. They form the Dominion of Canada, which gains more autonomy and will over the next years integrate the neighboring British colonies. Due to border disputes, Paraguay has been at war for 2 years with the Triple Alliance of Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. In 1870, Paraguay is occupied, whereupon a large part of its territory is amputated, leaving a deeply devastated country. Further west, tensions also rise between Chile and Bolivia over a territory rich in mineral deposits. When Bolivia increases taxes on Chilean companies present in the region, Chile decides to occupy the port of Antofagasta to control exports. War breaks out involving Peru, which is allied with Bolivia. Chile quickly wins and extends its territory to the north, cutting off Bolivia's access to the ocean. At the same time, in the south, the Mapuches, who had resisted the Incan and Spanish invasions, are now invaded by Argentina and Chile, who want to have access to both oceans. The local populations are violently crushed. In Cuba, a new independence revolt provokes a war against Spain. The United States, which now wants to implement an international policy, sees an opportunity to extend its influence. They intervene militarily against Spain and win. The independence of Cuba is confirmed, and the last Spanish colonies in America and the Pacific come under U.S. control. In Colombia, a French company begins the construction of a canal that will link the 2 oceans. This interests the United States because it will considerably shorten the maritime route between its 2 coasts. The country buys the project, but the Colombian Congress opposes it. Annoyed, the United States sends warships, while separatists proclaim the independence of Panama. In a few days, the United States recognizes the new country. In exchange, it obtains a strip of land in perpetuity for the construction and operation of the Panama Canal. But the Panamanians quickly contest this treaty. During World War I, the European colonies are heavily involved. This is particularly true of Canada, which carries out a major war effort on behalf of the United Kingdom. At the end of the war, Canada asks for greater autonomy. In 1926, equality with the United Kingdom is proclaimed, followed by its sovereignty being recognized in 1931, although the country remains linked to the British Crown by becoming a member of the Commonwealth. In the south of the continent, conflicts persist over the delimitation of borders. In 1932, Bolivia and Paraguay go to war over control of the Chaco, a region where oil has just been discovered and which offers access to the Atlantic Ocean via the Paraguay River. Paraguay wins and takes 75% of the territory. Peru and Ecuador also dispute their border. A new war breaks out in 1941 and turns to the advantage of Peru, which takes over a large part of the territory located in the Amazon. At the end of World War II, the United Kingdom and France are weakened, while the first colonies claim their independence. In 1946, several French colonies in America become French departments. The United Kingdom finally grants independence to the colonies that request it, only if the new governments are not communist, as the world is now in the midst of the Cold War. The new states are offered the option of joining the Commonwealth. In 1962, Jamaica and the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago are the first to declare independence. Most of the British colonies, as well as Suriname, become independent in turn. However, some islands remain under British control. This is the case for the Falklands, called the Malvinas in Argentina, which are a gateway to the Antarctic continent. The islands are claimed by Argentina, which attempts a military invasion in 1982. War breaks out. The United Kingdom repels the offensive and wins. Today, France, the United Kingdom, and the Netherlands still control some American territories, mainly in the Caribbean. According to the United Nations, some British and U.S. territories are still non-self-governing. In Puerto Rico, the inhabitants enjoy U.S. citizenship but don't have the right to vote in presidential elections. Panama regains full sovereignty over its canal on December 31, 1999. Throughout the continent, disputes persist over the exact delimitation of land borders, while some indigenous communities also clamor to assert their rights. If the subject is still very sensitive for European countries, the Catholic Church has presented, on several occasions since 1992, its official apology for the abuses perpetrated during the evangelization and colonization of America. Today, after many waves of immigration, America is probably the continent with the greatest ethnic diversity. We start in 1481 in Portugal. The new king, John II, takes advantage of the creation of the caravel, a more maneuverable ship able to take on the oceans, to accelerate explorations along the African coasts in search of new commercial routes. The Spanish monarchies follow suit, exploring westward and reaching the coasts of America. Portugal and Spain then agree to share the New World by drawing a meridian 370 leagues west of the Cape Verde Islands. Spain can claim the new lands discovered west of this meridian, Portugal those to the east. In 1497, Vasco da Gama crosses the Cape of Good Hope and enters the Indian Ocean, opening a new route to the rich spice trade. 2 years later, Pedro Alvarez Cabral in turn goes to the Indies. After leaving the Cape Verde Islands, the expedition moves away from the coast of Africa in order to take advantage of the sea currents and discovers new lands east of the meridian of the Tordesillas. The coasts are inhabited by the Tupi-Guarani, semi-nomadic people who practice agriculture, while the interior of the land is populated by hunter-gatherer societies. The Portuguese discover a tree whose wood color is red like an ember, or brasa in Portuguese. The tree is then called Brazil wood and will give the name Brazil to the new colony. The Portuguese quickly found trading posts to exploit Brazil wood, which is used to produce dyes for the textile industry. The indigenous peoples cut and supply this wood in exchange for weapons and European products. As the explorations continue, more and more trading posts called feitorias are founded. However, apart from Brazil wood, no other resource interests the Portuguese colonists, who turn instead to spices from Asia and golden slaves from Africa. The Portuguese king then tries to accelerate the colonization of Brazil by dividing the territory into captaincies and by offering land to Portuguese settlers who are called donatário. At first, only Pernambuco is of interest because the climate there is ideal for growing sugarcane, sugar being an expensive and prized resource in Europe. In 1549, the Portuguese king creates the Governorate of Brazil and appoints Tomé de Souza as the first governor. The latter leaves to Brazil and founds the new capital, Salvador. In addition, Portugal sends Jesuits to convert the indigenous peoples to Catholicism. They move inland, but spread deadly European diseases, to which the locals are not immune. Further south, the French attempt an incursion by founding a colony called France Antarctique, but they are chased away by the Portuguese, who then settle in the same bay and found Rio de Janeiro. In the north of the colony, sugarcane cultivation develops rapidly, which leads to a lack of manpower. Portugal then compensates for this shortage by importing slaves from Africa. In 1580, after the death of King Henry I, King Philip II of Spain claims and then seizes the Portuguese throne, founding the Iberian Union. While Portugal retains some autonomy, it's now challenged by increasing competition from the rising powers of Western Europe, such as the United Provinces, France, and England, which take over its colonies around the world. In 1612, French troops land in the very north of Brazil to found St. Louis, but again, they are driven out. A few years later, the Dutch briefly seize Salvador. At the same time, around Sao Paulo, large wheat plantations are being developed. The colonists then organize expeditions into the land to capture indigenous people to exploit them on their plantations. This causes tensions with the Jesuit communities that are looted and destroyed. Further north, the Dutch succeed in settling in Pernambuco, where they found Dutch Brazil, whose capital Recife is renamed Mauritsstad. They extend their territory and develop sugar production. In 1640 in Lisbon, an insurrection drives out the Spanish power. Portugal regains all its autonomy and tries to regain control of its colonies. In 1654, the last Dutch are driven out of Brazil. While Brazil is the largest sugar producer in the world, competition is rising in the Caribbean, which causes prices to fall. But from the end of the 17th century, the colonists discovered that the inland areas of southern Brazil are rich in gold, which quickly attracts many workers. Gold production explodes. Annual maritime convoys are organized to bring the gold from Rio de Janeiro to Lisbon, which attracts the interest of European powers. During the War of Spanish Succession, France organizes a military expedition against Rio de Janeiro. The city is looted and then liberated in exchange for a huge gold ransom, which is brought back to France. Later, diamonds are also discovered inland, which further accelerates the colonization of the region and pushes the Portuguese to explore further and further inland in search of new riches, reaching the Spanish colonies. To avoid border conflicts, Spain and Portugal agree in 1750 to establish a new border. In 1763, as Brazil reaches its peak of gold production, the center of power is moved south, and Rio de Janeiro becomes the new capital of Brazil. In addition to gold and sugar, the colony tries to diversify its income by developing cotton production and then, gradually, coffee. A large part of the exports end up going to the British ally, which starts its Industrial Revolution. In France, Napoleon, who had seized power, dominates Europe. Only the United Kingdom still resists him. Napoleon then decides to impose a continental blockade and to invade his greatest ally, Portugal. A Franco-Spanish army enters the country, forcing Crown Prince John to flee to Brazil with his family and the government. In Rio de Janeiro, he strengthens the alliance with the United Kingdom by opening its ports to increase trade. In 1815, after the fall of Napoleon, the prince chooses to remain in Brazil and to give the colony a status equivalent to Portugal by creating the United Kingdom of Portugal, Brazil, and the Algarves. Further south, in the Eastern Bank, Spain is challenged by independence movements. Fearing that these would spread, the now King John VI decides to invade the territory. But at the same time in Portugal, revolts break out for the return of the king to the country and for the establishment of a parliamentary monarchy. John VI is forced to return to Lisbon, but before doing so, he appoints his son Peter as regent of Brazil during his absence. In Lisbon, the new Congress wants the return of Prince Peter to Portugal and the return of the status of colony for Brazil. In reaction, on September 7, 1822, Peter proclaims the independence of the Empire of Brazil and becomes its emperor. In 1824, Portugal recognizes the independence of Brazil. The new country sets up an electoral system which is reserved for the richest, then quickly signs an alliance with the United Kingdom in order to maintain commercial privileges. In addition, the United Kingdom is called in as a mediator to settle the conflict between Brazil and the United Provinces of the Rio de la Plata over control of the Cisplatin province. In 1828, an agreement is reached, and both countries recognize the independence of a buffer state that is called Uruguay. In the following years, Brazil's economy becomes more and more dependent on the cultivation of coffee. To increase production, the country continues to import slaves from Africa on a massive scale, despite the ban on the transatlantic slave trade imposed by the European powers. Finally, in 1850, after having imported 4 million slaves, the country abolishes the trade. In Uruguay, since independence, many civil wars have torn the country apart. In 1864, Brazil decides to intervene militarily, officially to restore peace. The country allies itself with the camp of the Colorado Party, which opposes the Blanco Party, itself allied with Paraguay. The latter then reacts by organizing raids on Brazil and violating Argentine territory to go and fight in Uruguay. After the victory and the rise to power of the Colorado Party, the latter allies itself with Brazil and Argentina to fight Paraguay. A very deadly war follows, at the end of which Paraguay loses many territories. In 1888, Brazil is the last country in America to abolish slavery. 700,000 slaves are freed. In the north of the country, a large part of the freed slaves continue to work in the fields for a meager salary, while in the south, many migrate to working-class areas of the big cities. Moreover, the landowners receive no compensation, which provokes their anger. The emperor is more and more contested. On November 15, 1889, a military coup overthrows the emperor and proclaims the Republic of Brazil. A new flag is created, and Manuel Deodoro da Fonseca becomes the first president of the country. Coffee production is now so important that it accounts for more than half of the country's exports, which supplies 3/4 of the world's coffee. In addition, rubber production is expanding and drawing many workers far into Amazon lands. Finally, Sao Paulo becomes the economic heart of the country. The city attracts many migrants, mainly European, but also from the Ottoman Empire and Japan. Meanwhile, Rio de Janeiro is modernized on the model of European cities. The inhabitants of the working-class neighborhoods are driven out and take refuge in the favelas on the hillsides. In 1903, the new Minister of Foreign Affairs, whose nickname, the Baron of Rio Branco, obtains in a diplomatic and peaceful manner a Bolivian territory in the Amazon. The following year, he comes to another agreement with Ecuador, and finally, in 1907, a third agreement is signed with Colombia. In the years that follow, Brazil's economy encounters trouble, particularly because of the competition from Asian rubber, which has been organized by the British, who succeed in taking Hevea brasiliensis seeds from Brazil to develop plantations in Asia. In 1929, the Wall Street crash causes a worldwide depression, which further depresses the Brazilian economy. The price of coffee falls by 30% worldwide, forcing Brazil to destroy a large part of its reserves in order to try to maintain a decent price on the international market. In 1930, the powerful regions of Sao Paulo and Minas Gerais, which had previously been allied, clash in the elections. After the victory of the candidate from Sao Paulo, Getúlio Vargas, who was defended by Minas Gerais, does not recognize his defeat, and after a revolution and a military coup, seizes power. On the one hand, he exercises an authoritarian and repressive power towards his opponents. On the other hand, he launches reforms to modernize and industrialize the country. His mandate marks the end of the white Brazil of the so-called Coffee Republic and the beginning of a popular and mixed-race culture. In 1931, the Christ the Redeemer statue is inaugurated in Rio de Janeiro. The following year, voting becomes compulsory, including for women, but not yet for the illiterates. In the following years, the country develops the aeronautical sector and begins to exploit oil on its territory. During World War II, Brazilian merchant ships are attacked by German submarines. In response, in 1942, Brazil declares war on Germany and Italy. Approximately 25,000 Brazilian soldiers are sent to the fronts in Italy, while 55,000 others are sent to the Amazon to harvest rubber to be supplied to the Allies. After the Allied victory, in the context of the Cold War, Brazil moves closer to the American camp. In 1960, President Kubitschek founds Brasilia, a brand new capital in the heart of the country. The following year, João Goulart becomes president after narrowly avoiding a military coup. He reforms education to combat illiteracy, taxes multinationals whose headquarters are abroad, and expropriates huge estates to redistribute land to farmers. But in the midst of the Cold War, his policies do not please the United States, which secretly supports a military coup. General Castelo Branco becomes president and is directly recognized by the United States. The new regime establishes a military dictatorship. The country opens up to foreign investment, which boosts the economy. The Amazonian forest is more and more threatened, on the one hand with the construction of the Trans-Amazonian Road, which is intended to facilitate the exploitation of the lands in the heart of the forest, and on the other hand, in the south, with the development of immense plantations of soy, which nibble at the Amazonian lands. In the 1980s, Brazil begins a peaceful democratic transition. In 1985, elections are held, and in 1988, a new constitution puts an end to the military regime. Illiterate people now have the right to vote, and the ethnic and cultural diversity of the nation is recognized. Quickly, the country undergoes an important inflation. In 1994, after 38 different currencies in 2 centuries, the real becomes the new official currency of the country. The following year, the country signs a free trade agreement with Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay. In 2002, Lula becomes the first president from the left-wing Workers' Party. He launches a series of reforms and programs designed to end poverty and hunger. He also finances infrastructure in the favelas to improve the living conditions of the 12 million Brazilians living there. In 2 mandates, he brings roughly 20 million Brazilians out of poverty. Dilma Rousseff takes over and continues the policy of her predecessor. However, she is undermined by suspicions of corruption and by the enormous expenses incurred by the organization of the World Cup and the Olympic Games while the country's economy is deteriorating. During her second term, the situation worsens and she's impeached in 2016. 2 years later, Jair Bolsonaro, ultra-conservative and nostalgic for the military dictatorship, comes to power. In October 2022, after close elections, he's defeated by Lula, who wins a 3rd mandate as president. Today, Brazil is a mixed nation, the result of migrations mainly from Europe, slaves imported from Africa, and people present before the arrival of the Europeans. The history of the country, which is now one of the world's leading democracies, has always been closely linked to global developments and the need for natural resources.
What's up, Doc?